TRS Clips, the place you arrive at if you just want the best bits of India's smartest podcast, The Ranveer Show. Subscribe, hit that bell icon. No one really knows, your love story. So maybe if you could take us through that really quick and then how the love story has panned out in the last 10 years. Because people don't know these things about you. And I'm shamelessly going to ask you about your personal life here.
Well, I've always been a bit reticent to discuss it. But what was really nice, with Aishwarya and me is we've always been friends. From before I became an actor. I first met her actually when I was a production boy. And I was, there was a film my father was making called Mrityu Datta, and I had gone as for the location recce in Switzerland because the company felt because I'd grown up in Switzerland in boarding school that I would be able to take them to nice locations. So I was sent there to find locations and stuff. And I'd been there for a couple of days and obviously, all alone. And that's when a dear childhood friend of mine, Bobby Deol, was shooting his first film, Aur Pyar Ho Gaya, over there. And he got to know I was there. And he said, hey, why don't you come over for dinner? And that's, the first time when they were shooting is when I met Aishwarya. And so obviously, you meet socially. And then very early in my career, the second film I ever started shooting for was a movie called Dhai Akshat Prem Ke, in which she was cast as well. And we did several films as co-stars. And we'd always been friends. And I mean, once you start working, obviously you form a better bond. And we were always friendly. We always loved talking to each other.
Were you crushing on her just a little bit throughout this phase?
Who doesn't crush on her, man? Come on.
Go on.
And we were always friends. And I always found her very, contrary to this whole image that she has, I found her to be so normal and so grounded and so cool. And she was very, we have this image that she's, this, but she was just so normal, so warm. And we just hit it off immediately. We were always good friends, we stayed in touch, whatever. And I think that friendship just grew into love and then, it took it from there. So I think the foundation of a relationship has been friendship, and we've maintained that throughout. I think brutal honesty coupled with unconditional love and support. I think that are some of the most important pillars of a healthy marriage. Plus communication. She does the heavy lifting in the relationship. She's just amazing. I'm so blessed to have her, and I'm so thankful that she that she's in part of my life and she's my partner, and she truly is that partner for me. She's my anchor. She grounds me. She's my go-to person when I'm conflicted about something, and she just sorts out a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And the outside perspective on dating or marrying someone like Aishwarya Rai for a lot of brothers is, yo, really? I'm getting to date or marry Aishwarya Rai or a girl like that? So, when you weren't married and when you got to know that, yo, marriage is a possibility, what was going on in your head? Because a lot of guys aren't able to wrap their head around. I mean, that's happened to me as well. When you're dating someone who's like that, you're just like, yo, how do I even process this? Or take us through your confidence game. That's the alternative question if you don't want to take us through this.
I don't know. Like I said, I think you could feel that if that the other person makes you feel like that. But if you ever get the opportunity to meet her or speak to her, you'll be completely disarmed by her simplicity. And she's very real and very normal. So you never, she never puts out that vibe. So you never end up thinking like that.
Yo, but it's also, this is just my hunch. And that's what worked for you even in the mid 2000s. I'm going to say it. There was a lot of actors using steroids, trying to get like six-pack, ripped. And you had your own image. You were, away from the pack. But what worked for you was your vibe. Your confidence used to come out on screen. I'm so sure that's had a role to play in your love story as well. So don't deny that.
Yeah, I'll have to ask her, man.
Do you feel so?
I never really thought about it, to be honest. I never really thought about it, but I'll ask her.